The Stepfather is a 1987 film directed by Joseph Robyn. This is written by Donald E. Westlake. And we have a cast including Terry O'Quinn, Jill Schoelen, Shelley Hack, and Charles Lanyer. And I kind of regret watching the remake first. I watched the 2009 version a couple of days ago and loved it, absolutely adored it. And then I learned that it was based on this film, so I decided to watch this one. And while I won't spoil what happens in this film, I'll talk about the narrative in a little bit, but I will say that if you've seen the 2009 one, this one's still worth watching because it's not actually exactly the same. Based on the wording of the other one being a remake, I thought it was going to be pretty much the same story with the same characters, just with maybe a slightly more contemporary setting. But actually, it's the basic concept is the same, but the characters are different. So that was good, that I wasn't just watching the exact same film. But I will say it's not as good as the 2009 one. It's not as intense. And the character of the stepfather isn't as scary, to be honest, but I still enjoyed it. The film is about our protagonist, Jerry, and Jerry is not a nice person, to say the very least. And he then begins a relationship with Susan, and Susan's daughter, Stephanie, doesn't really get along with him very well, and I don't blame her. He is quite a shifty character. There's something about him that's unnerving, and as things progress, things get darker, and we learn more about his personality and how he responds to situations. There's a scene where he has a particular outburst that was quite scary to watch, and I don't want to say too much more than that. I don't want to say exactly what happens, but it does get more intense as it goes on, and things get more dangerous, and I don't want to give away anything else. But what I will say is that it is different to the 2009 one. So if you've seen that one and you think, well, I know what happens, there are, of course, a lot of similarities. We have a character who becomes a stepfather. He dates the teenager's mother, and there's something about his character that's very shifty, and as the film progresses, we dig deeper into this and we see him becoming more and more scary and unpredictable. But there are certain aspects of the narrative that are quite different. So as a story, it works very well. The narrative is great. Absolutely no problems there. It's definitely unpredictable. With regards to the characters, well written, great performances. I do think Terry O'Quinn gave a really strong performance. With Jerry, absolutely no questions. I just think that the stepfather in the 2009 remake was a stronger personality. He seemed to command my attention a lot more than this character. Obviously, I wouldn't have thought that if I'd watched them the other way on. But nevertheless, I did enjoy the character, the performance. So, absolutely no complaints. The Stepfather is a strong film, really thoroughly enjoyed it. For me, not as good as the 2009 version, and I do wish I'd watched them the other way on. But at the end of the day, I came away from this feeling satisfied with the experience, and I will now be seeking out the next two films. There are Stepfather 2 and Stepfather 3, and I haven't looked into them. I don't know if they're connected, I don't want to say too much, but if we have kind of similar stories, or if they're just taking the basic premise and doing something different with it. So, looking forward to finding out. The Stepfather 1987 is a great film. While I prefer the 2009 one, or maybe because I prefer the 2009 one, I'd recommend watching this one first, because then your opinion won't be affected by the better film, if indeed you agree the 2009 one is better. But either way, whether you choose to watch this one first or you've seen that one and you want to check this one out, definitely give it a watch. Great narrative, solid performances, very well written characters, dark and suspenseful. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to watch Stepfather 2.